Imagine waking up and getting ready for the day. You wash the dirty barnacles off your face, eat breakfast, then you look at your portfolio, see DC Comics, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, and a whole lot more awesome money-making franchises. And you think to yourself, man, I'm sitting in a freaking gold mine here, man. I'm gonna be making so many people love these franchises even more. And more importantly, I'm gonna rack up millions. What a nice world to be in. Then you wake up from that dream world, look at your portfolio and bank account, and see nothing but red. And most of the decisions you've made has left your massive empire of a company broke as fuck, to the point of potentially selling it off. And you got Netflix at your doorstep like, Hey baby, I heard you was struggling over here. Well, that is the perspective of David Zaslav, or however you say that, the CEO of Warner Brothers. Guys, I'm gonna put this as lightly as I can. In the last 5 years, this man David has done an absolute shit job with the WB IPs. Now, I'm not gonna talk about the movie or TV show side of things, because you can watch Critical Drinker for that. I'm specifically honing in on the game side of things. So, about a couple of weeks ago, there was an article on the details of Netflix's deal with Warner Brothers. The headline of the article states, "We actually didn't attribute any value to Warner Bros. Game Studios. Netflix boss says about the acquisition deal. They're relatively minor compared to the grand scheme of things." Damn. Now, to be clear, this deal has not gone through as of the time of me recording this video. This is only a handshake agreement, essentially. We have to wait for our always questionable government to make a decision on whether this will be allowed or not, because of our monopoly laws. But seeing, how things have been going in this country lately, I'd say it's heavily favored that this will pass and Netflix will own WB. That's just me guessing, though. With all that being cleared up, do you understand how embarrassing that is for a company that owns DC, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Traveler Tale, the Lego games, and an entirely too long of a list of other huge franchises to make games from, is doing so poorly that Netflix didn't even consider it when making the deal? They're like, what? You niggas make games? Damn, we don't give a shit. Now, to be fair, Netflix doesn't have any good original games in its catalog, so I'm not really sure they could even fully realize the potential in all the IPs I previously named with games, but I'll save Netflix for later in this video, because right now I'm talking about you, David, and some of the many fuck-ups you've had with the WB Games division. Now, I'm going to go through why the games division is pretty much in shambles at WB Games, and I want you to notice a theme with why these games failed. Let's start with Multiversus. This one sucks a lot for me personally because I had a lot of fun with the game, and then, WB and Player First Games somehow managed to fuck this up too. So, this is a free-to-play live service game that was supposed to be a competitor to games like Smash Bros., or for, the guys that really love this genre of game and are broke, Brawlhalla. The Multiversus open beta was widely accepted as the next big fighter and highly regarded as a serious competitor with Smash Bros. Its fast-paced combat combined with a great cast of characters made us who played the game during the beta feel like this is going to have a real shot to be up there with Smash Bros. And then they WB'd all over themselves. The beta ended and Multiversus went on an entirely too long break to prepare for the full launch, which a lot of people will tell you it killed the momentum of the game. I personally don't think that was the sole thing that killed the momentum, but I must get to that too. The characters, oh my gosh, the characters. What we wanted was not coming out nearly fast enough, and they slowed down the gameplay a lot from the beta. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I don't remember the exact order of the characters being released, but I specifically remember seeing this nigga.
Hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on.
And knowing that their WB and player first games, it's about to fuck this up. When you have a live service game that is supposed to keep us interested over time, and in a game where the biggest draw is the characters you put in it, you cannot afford, especially at the start of the game, to put in characters we don't care about. And you're competing with Smash Bros. Like, dog, you guys have DC, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Cartoon Network, and 37 trillion million other fucking IPs to pull characters from. And one of the first characters, at least that I remember them putting in the game, was the goddamn Banana Guard from Adventure Time.
Are you serious, my brother?
They put in super popular characters like, Samurai Jack and Joker. And then, like, the next update after that, we'd get the Gremlins. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to shade the Gremlins for all the people that love the Gremlins out there. Sorry about that. I just don't think they have the pull they once did. And I'm not going to let this turn into a Multiversus rant, but let's just say that this live service failure from WB cost them $100 million. Oh, we're just getting started, by the way. Now for the grandiose failure, the peak of failures, well, one of the peaks of failures in the gaming industry we love so much. A failure so bad, in my opinion, that I could argue it's worse than Concord, because at least this game had advertising, while Concord, well, PlayStation just said, fuck you, nigga, good luck. I present to you Warner Bros. And Rocksteady's ultra shit twist with a sprinkle of hot sauce. Suicide Squad. Kill the Justice League. Where do I even begin with this game? Well, for starters, Rocksteady probably only has one more shot after this complete clusterfuck of a mess this game was in production. One more shot to make something we want. When the game first launched, I was starting to hear rumblings about the developers at Rocksteady not wanting to make this game a live service. But guess what? Those greedy fucks at Rocksteady's management, basically said, fuck you and fuck the fans, we gotta make some bread. I just want to have as many cars as that Bungie CEO. Gotta get my fucking bands up to do that. And to put it simply, this game was just infuriatingly mediocre and boring. Instead of each character having a unique feel to them, they just said, fuck it, give them all Glocks. This game was an absolute, utter failure for WB and Rocksteady. It hit the books for a loss of $200 million, dog.
Son of a bitch!
And Rocksteady's future is looking pretty bleak. Now, luckily for WB, even after failing horribly 2 times, CEO David Zaslav said, we're not stopping the live service train for anybody, including our own employees, because fuck them, I need to make money. Later releasing Hogwarts Legacy, which completely saved WB's ass, generating over $1 billion. Now, I can't even express how fortunate that WB is with the success of Hogwarts Legacy and Mortal Kombat 1, I guess. Yes, it sold well, but the game was not highly received by probably half the fan base, which I guess that would happen when you decide to completely change your flagship character in a way no one enjoys. And Gotham Knights was a single player game, also it also succeeded. The game didn't flop, not terribly, didn't review that well either. It was very mediocre as well, kind of grindy live service type feel of gameplay. Even in a non-live service game, they somehow still managed to do that. Anyway, so now we're here. Netflix wants Warner Bros. And Netflix doesn't even think twice about the games division. Now, personally, I don't see a world where if Netflix gets WB, they will have any big plans for the game division. And if it's already, it's already World War WB for me. Shout out JG's Times Capsule. With its consistent crappy decisions. With Netflix taking over, it's just all bad, guys. This will be a huge mistake for the gaming. Well, really for the gaming world, in my opinion, but especially for WB for their games. We might never see Injustice 3 or that Wonder Woman game or another Shadow of War game. Of course, no fucking Batman games. I mean, that would be such an unfortunate and disappointing downfall of a company with all these great IPs, and unfortunately they just keep getting in their own way with all these stupid live service decisions they want to force down our throats. And Netflix is one of the last companies I'd want looking over my games. I don't know if you've seen their games, their original games catalog, but it's not that enticing to say the least. Now, of course, this is all me painting a picture of a bleak future for WB and us enjoyers of their games. But Warner Bros. Needs to realize what they have is a freaking gold mine if they just make better decisions. Chasing live service success is a slippery slope that, yes, can lead to a whole, and I mean a ridiculous amount of money. Just look at Hogwarts Legacy. But on the opposite end of the scale, that failure will completely cripple your studio and cost people their jobs, their livelihoods, and, especially multiple failures can just completely fucking wreck you. To be honest, my solution, I think they need to have a rule. This really goes for everyone, but WB, let's just talk about WB right now. You get one live service game every 5 years. If it succeeds, you may do another one sooner, but if not, you are relegated to smaller scale, single player, because that's what they're good at, single player games that you can get some money back up, let your devs do their work, do what they're good at, then maybe you can try again instead of, let's do 6 live service games in a row and they all suck, and then we just have to get rid of everyone. That's my idea, that's obviously not going to be something they listen to, but they got to get that money. But it is what it is. I just hope that they don't keep doing this stuff. Back to the Netflix side of things. WB, you're making a huge mistake attempting to sell to Netflix for a litany of reasons that I'm not going to talk about. But on the gaming side of things, you still have a banger game on the way with the new Lego Batman game releasing in the summer next year. I believe WB Games can continue to produce amazing content for us still, but I still do think a change in leadership is necessary at this point. Just not the Netflix change of leadership, of course. I don't want to see Warner Brothers fall and take all these potentially awesome games with them. I hope for the best for them and wish them good luck on their future projects. But with that being said, I'm gonna hop in my Franks and fly on out of here. Peace, y'all.